hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. I'm sorry I was a little quiet there at the initial launch. I'm just trying to finish setting some things up. So let me get that done. I see you too. Welcome in, Creepy. Hi. Hi, everybody. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Minnie Potato. I am a PG-13 streamer. I stream art for my kids and also for commissions. And some days I play games, and other days I play D&D. And today is one of those days where we play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm super excited to be sharing this particular new overlay with you. There's other things I'm excited to share, but I'm waiting just a little bit before I reveal them. Yo, welcome in, Chucks. Good to see you. How are you doing, my loves? Are you taking care of yourselves? Do you have your drinky drink? About to start drawing and roll some dice with you? Good, I'm glad. I'm excited that you're excited. If by taking care you mean eating a whole party-sized bag of Cheetos with spicy mustard while working, yes, I am. Yes, that counts. That completely counts as self-care, is taking care of your foodstuffs. Super proud of you. Good job. Waiting for Lavi to join in. Cat Miss Lavi. What? The whole bag is just 2,200 calories. It's fine. You exercised yesterday. This is true. You did exercise, and regardless of how many calories it has, you definitely deserve to have nice things in this world, and that includes a giant bag of Cheetos. I don't like Cheetos personally. Like the harder ones, but like the soft ones I'm okay with. The big puffed out ones are fine, but the harder ones hurt my teeth, and they stick to the inside of my teeth and the roof of my mouth, and it's kind of painful. These are the puffs. Awesome. Excellent choice. Mwah. Delicious. Yeah, you don't like the crunchy ones either. Yeah. Like, it's fine if people like the crunchy, hard ones, but I just can't. They hurt my teeth a little bit too much. Need to bully Lobby. I just sent her an at. Oh, but I hope you guys are excited. I put a lot of work into today's D&D. I hope everything goes off smoothly. If not, well, we'll just enjoy this stuff. Uh-oh, cursed. No! Sound alerts, no! Sound alerts! Stay with me! Cursed sound alerts, but Hero, welcome in! Thank you so much for the subscription for 3 months. Bless you. I clap my hands 3 times for you. 1, 2, 3. Kiro, Kiro. Welcome in. Enjoy your lurk. Make sure you type !lurk. And I am going to go ahead and take this opportunity to do a small reminder that if you want to participate in the D&D, please feel free to. Don't be shy. We're all learning here, except for those of us who are already experienced with D&D. But you know, I'm still learning too, and I'm learning with my chatters who don't play D&D. Okay, so what !lurk does is it sends an alert to Twitch that you were active in my stream, and that counts towards my viewership for like when the ads roll through. Like it kind of keeps your Twitch active, even if you have it tabbed off, and if you put me on mute, it still counts you as being here. Yes. But anyways, if you want to participate in the D&D, all you have to do is listen for my prompts. I'll ask you guys to roll dice sometimes, and that command is just !roll, ROLL. Yes, it is very good to be aware. Yes. There you go. Lurk, thank you so much for the lurk. Enjoy your lurk, and I hope you enjoyed the session. So I was hoping to wait until Lavi got in, but I don't want to stall the stream too much longer. So I will go ahead and show what Lavi cooked up for me. I have credits on my overlay now that you can see, where we list where you can find me, who made my OopTuber model, my little frog that started this all. Thank you to CreepyGoth666. But I also have a credit for a VTuber model. Technically PNG tuber. There she is. We're going to show off that beautiful frog in 3, 2, 1. There it is. Hi, chat. I have a proper PNG here now. Look at it. Look at how cute it is. It's so font and squishy. Yes, dear. You have to sit where I can watch you, but yes, you may. Yay! Look at that cutie. Yes. Thank you. Isn't it so cute? Lobby did an amazing job. Thank you so much, Dragon Lobby, for my beautiful PNG tuber. It's so sweet. I love it just hopping there. I promised I wouldn't get distracted by it, but it's hard not to be. Kiro. It's so cute. It is so cute. Rebel, welcome in, my love. Good to have you. Good to see you. Such a cutie patootie. If you aren't following Lana yet, please do so. She's just 5 away from hitting affiliate. If we can get her to affiliate, and if her comms take off, which I'm sure they will, because look at this PNG tuber, she will be able to leave her horrible job and stay home with us and stream for us. And we can make commentations. Frog. Yes, look at the froggy. Hop, hop, hop. Fat. It's so cute. And it blinks. I just want to hold it. We need to make a physical copy of the frog. Just for me to hold, though. I don't know if I'd be able to make more to share. Yeah, let me see it real quick, baby. Yes, we need a plush. We need a plush of that. We also need a plush of Toadsworth. Give me 1 second. I'm connecting one of my kids in. there's going to be ads. Thank you for sitting through those ads, everybody. I do appreciate it. Everybody. Oh, I got tongue-tied. Everybody, thank you for sitting through those ads. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and launch into our D&D session for the day. So let me just go ahead. And there we go. So as you recall, we are in the mountains of Umdrema, traveling out. So let me pull up my doc. We're going to do our little recap. If anyone has any questions before I start reading, I can go ahead and take them now. But if we're good, I'll just launch right into it. Potato. I also, for anyone who is a subscriber, I have new emotes for you guys to enjoy. For my subscribers. I don't know where Voluto is. It was supposed to be approved. But there's three of the three amigops. I'll have to check Twitch. Thank you. I'll have to check Twitch and see what's going on with Voluto. But we'll go ahead and start into our recap. Chronicles of COV Forge, Session 2, Part 2. A toad in the hand is worth 2 in the cave. The sun rises on the following day, almost 3 weeks on the road. It's been just about heavenly to sleep on something soft again that's a little less wiggly than Ted Elizabeth. I goofed. I skipped the recap. So we're going to backtrack and we'll go back to that. So our recap. At the desperate request of Governor Poppin to find his missing brother, you start off well on your way up the base of the mountainous range of Umdrema, equipped not only with some potatoes and health potions, but also some knowledge that you gained from your Alhassa father. See, your father Malorus revealed he only arrived in Berks, which is the gnome and halfling country where you were born, after escaping capture and torment deep in the heart of the mountainous range of Umdrema. With his and your mother's blessing, you and your companion, the cursed Toadsworth, decide to begin your investigation for the governor's brother there. You spend weeks getting to know each other and working together to train Ted Elizabeth, your pet owlbear, so the three of you are properly prepared for whatever dangers and challenges await you. At the break of dawn on the morning of your 3rd week, Toadsworth attempts to meditate to attune with his fire god Zin, but is interrupted by an overly eager Teddy the owlbear. Properly fed and restless, the three of you decide to continue up the mountain when a thick fog steadily rolls in. The thicker it gets, the more weary you all feel until Ted and Fa both collapse. Toadsworth realizes too late that this is an ambush. While he does his best to identify and scare off the threat, the assailants still overtake him and bring the three of you somewhere deeper into the woods. When you awaken, you realize you are surrounded by at least 20 Colonians with weapons and bows drawn and pointed at you. Magic-suppressing bindings are strapped to your bodies. Ted is missing from your company, and with little time to recover, hostile conversation commences with the leader of the Felinians, Ludonorus. The Dark Leader bears down on you, questioning your journey here and how you avoided the elemental golems that guard every border, claiming that he desired to get past them and seek vengeance for his missing people. The pair of you consult silently before Fa speaks up proudly of your quest to find the governor's brother and where he's from, plus how you defeated the stone golem through cunning, making sure to highlight that the golem had gone off on its own to terrorize your home. Despite the skepticism of the leader, he gives you a chance to entertain him and his 2 companions to prove you're worth letting go. You engage in a bardic competition against their best musician, an orange and black tabby named Axel. Toadsworth even pitches in for a round, and between the 2 of you, you draw the hiding Felinian clan out with your enrapturing melody. Your performance was so grand, the clan opened their cat hearts to you and dropped their collective illusion to reveal you were at the center of their settlement this entire time. Amongst them was Teddy, safe and sound, as well as several other owlbears under the Felinian's care. Ludonarus and his wife, Mati, welcome you to rest with them for the night. You goober, pet, man, that is our son. Yes, he's your son, but for the sake of the summary, you just have to accept it. You have to accept the almighty summary. Okay, so let's see. Let me go back to where I was originally. The sun rises on the following day. After almost 3 weeks on the road, it's been just about heavenly to sleep on something soft again that's a little less wiggly than Ted Elizabeth. Make no mistake that he was snugly curled up between the both of you. The sound of sheep and fresh grilled fish is what stirred the trio of you awake. You all eagerly and easily find your way to the breakfast circle, where Ludonarus and Mati are waiting for you with piping hot bowls of porridge and a small mound of meat for Teddy. Y'all poor dears, Mati speaks up. I told Ludi to take it easy on y'alls. Just can't resist teasing folks, can do, Mati scolds her husband, turning to give him a small scowl. Ludi, as she called him, gives a soft chuckle and a shrug of his shoulder, smoking from a steel pipe innocently, like he had not been on the brink of slaughtering you the evening before. You'll have to forgive us for wanting some quality entertainment. Dwarves are awfully boring. For being good sports, I'll spot you one item from our stalls. I can't do more than that. We have kits to feed, and those dwarves and spawn take their cut of our wares already. No offense, Spawnifier, Ludi says to Toadsworth. He uses his free hand to adjust his tinted glasses, and the motion catches the attention of Teddy, who just finished scarfing down his meal and water. He chirps, and Belly scoots over to the Felinian and cuddles up to his side under one arm. Ludonarus gives a soft chuckle again and lowers his arm, fondly kneading at the affectionate owlbear cub's neck to give him the desired scritches. Mati watches them both before going over to her husband and giving him a bat with her tail. Come on now, Ludies, you can do more than that for them. After all, we gave up hope of ever seeing the little ones with Petunia disappearing. Alright, Chad, so we just learned that the owlbear mama may be called Petunia. Do you have anything to say? Excuse me one moment. It's fine. It's alright. Sorry about that. I had to step away for a hot second and rinse out my mouth from something. Creepy says, I'm sorry, I'm still working your brain lag. How'd she end up so far down the mountains? Okay, that's one question. I'll consider all questions. Wait, he said the owlbear's name was Petunia. Yes, that's correct. Her name is Petunia, or was Petunia. It's okay. Everyone's allowed to be a little brain dead. But I can't. Okay, so someone off screen asked me what the little icons are, and those are little sheeps. The white blobs with the black heads, those are little sheep. And then we've got some envelopes that's to indicate that there's trading posts, and then the gems and the anvils with the hammers are to indicate that they prosper off of mining precious metals and gems. And then the paw prints indicate where the Flinian encampment is. Does he look like he knows what happened to her? Okay, so you can make a investigation for that. Just going to roll for me. Exclamation point roll. R-O-L-L. No spaces between the two. Okay, that's a 14. We're going to ignore sound alerts. I don't know why it's decided to do rolls. Creepy got a 1. Rebel got an 11. Okay, so 14 and 11 are the majority higher votes. So, before we get into that, who are we going to play today? Which character do you guys feel like starting as? Do you want to start as Toadsworth or Farin? Because depending on who you pick depends on what they're good at and who might be the better choice, or who you think might be the better choice. Okay, so Creepy is voting for Toadsworth. Also, I forgot to put these cuties up. There is Ludonorus and his wife Mati. Okay, so Creepy says Toadsworth is the better choice for this since Fall was so close to the owlbear. Okay, so Toadsworth is better because he's more emotionally sound. Okay. As Mati and Ludonorus are talking to you as Toadsworth, you glance off to see how Farin is doing, and you see his head turn off to the side, and a little bit of a quiver forms at the corner of his mouth. You know that losing the owlbear mother was very hard on him, and you remember how distraught he was, so you clear your throat and you decide to take over conversation from there. So as Toadsworth, you're going to ask, do you happen to know how she got so far down the mountain? And you said her name was Petunia? Were you the ones that raised her? As Toadsworth, you don't feel quite too sure of the Felinian's dynamic with the owlbears, and you're slightly suspicious, but after watching Mati and Ludonorus' expressions, even though Ludonorus does have a covered face, you get the feeling that they were both very distraught over losing her, just based on how Mati's face turns into a more controlled sort of expression, like she's trying very hard not to be upset in front of you. Shaw says, welcome in. Hi, just leaving your body here since you're unfortunately busy. That's okay. It's okay, love. Enjoy your lurk. I'll be uploading the VOD later so you can watch it, but welcome in. Maddie smiles sadly as she nods, forcing her expression to relax a little. And she goes, yes, that's right. Petunia was one of ours. We helped raise her from a little cub when I was just a little kid myself, she confesses. And based on this little sugar's markings, we believe that he is indeed Petunia's child. His age aligns with when she went missing late last year. And when the other ones disappeared, we just didn't know what happened to them. The Donoress nods in agreement and says, hold on. Sorry, I lost my place. It jumped up on me. We've lived in near harmony with the owlbears. We help them raise their young and protect them while they hibernate, as well as nurturing their woods from the dwarves mindlessly harvesting what they don't need. Like my wife said, it was late last year that there was just a sudden shift in the environment. Our young adult owlbears began to just disappear alongside some of the people. While we're easily bored, we're not foolish enough to mess with golems nor venture into the mountains without alerting someone of our journey. Both cat and beast are just gone, like they never existed. Yeah, the froggy does look amazing. Thank you. Thank you. We'll try to have fun. Miss you. So the Donoress and Matty have told you that they've known that the owlbears have been going missing, but they didn't know where they went to, and that it was like they just poofed out of existence. That's the extent of their knowledge, and you believe they are telling you the truth. Okay, so Creepy says, did you find any clues at all after these disappearances? Very good, very good. And then Chex says, all of them disappeared at once. Toadsworth tips his head to the side and cups his chin and said, like they never existed. Did they disappear all at once? And did they leave any clues behind about their disappearances? Both Matty and Ludi shake their heads at your questions. Like I said, it was like they just disappeared. No prints, no broken branches, no sound, no dropped fur or feathers. They were just gone. Maddie pipes in by adding that even though they did just seemingly disappear, all of their stuff remained where it had been originally. Their camp wasn't disturbed at all. As far as them disappearing all at once, no. It was gradual at first. We thought that maybe we were just mistaking the times that they were meant to be in and out of the camp to deal with the dwarves over there to the north in the caverns. But as time progressed, no one returned from them, and when we questioned the dwarves about it, they had not seen our missing people. Does this sound like magic to our ears? Go ahead and make another check. Okay, Creepy rolled a 15. Nice, nice. Chex rolled an 8. Oh, Rebel rolled a 6. Anyone else want to pitch in the roll? Well, shucks, yeah. Unfortunately, for the majority rolls, that natural one, yeah, we're not paying attention to the sound alerts rolls. I don't know why sound alerts has decided to start rolling alongside of the other one, but we're just ignoring sound alerts and just going off of the stream elements one. Enjoy your chores. So, because you both rolled so low and that's the majority. Okay, hold on. Let me go and give you your results. I'll get back to that. And since that's the majority roll, as Toadsworth, you do not remember this kind of magic existing from your studies, from your discipline. As a monk, you've never heard of this kind of magic before. Or else you can't remember. Okay, and Creepy asks, is the campsite still there? Could we go investigate it? Do you want to... Are you asking me, or are you going to ask Ludonorus and Mati? Or do you have more questions for them besides that? Okay, you're going to ask in character? Alright. Wait, okay, I can wait, Chex. I can wait for you guys. Pop, pop. I'm just going to be watching my froggy. Pop, pop, pop. Just watching it go bounce. I love it so much. I'm obsessed with it. I also like how its legs jiggle. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle. It's so cute. I'm obsessed. Okay, so we have, do you know if anyone might have anything to gain from the owlbears? That is a good question. Which order do you want to ask these questions in? Do you want me to ask about the owlbears first? Or do you want to ask about the campsite first? Checks first? Okay. After sitting and pondering the information you've received, you speak up and ask Ludonorus if anyone might have anything to gain from the owlbears. Ludonorus kind of turns his head and scoffs. He rests his arms on his knees from where he's sitting leaned against one of the supports of the tent. And let me go scroll back down. He said, less savory people would easily sell him off or leave him once they reached the base of the mountains. Hoping to track him back to more of the owlbears in their dens. Owlbear leather and feathers are highly wanted amongst tradespeople and also for those who desire stronger magic. They're a quality ingredient. Do you have any follow-up questions, Jax? Thank you for the hydration, Seely. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's like a sippy sip of tea. I'm having Earl Grey today, but welcome in. I hope you're doing good. We're playing D&D today. Currently, we're talking to the leader of the Felinians. His name is Ludonarus, and his wife, Neti. Let's see. Seely says, trying to decide if I should go out for lunch or lock into art. You definitely need to eat. Like I always say, fuel your body so you can fuel your art. You need to have that ability to lock into your art with all your heart and avoid getting any like hunger headaches. Alright, Chex says, does anyone specific come to mind to you? Toadsworth cups his chin and then gestures towards Matty and Ludi and says, have you seen any suspicious persons around lately besides us, like our cloaked foe? Okay, we're going to combine those two into one. And then you guys can decide if you want to talk about the cloaked foe more. You haven't previously told them about that. And that is a good point to bring up. So, Toadsworth gestures towards Matty and Ludi before pointing out to the village. Has anyone reported of suspicious movement from people besides the dwarves? Does anyone specific come to your mind about who could want these owlbears for such purposes? Ludonarus leans forward and the tint of his glasses catches the light and turn a dangerous looking blood red, and he goes, we only have dealings with the dwarves. The spawn aren't interested in our owlbears. However, since you have Ted in your possession, it is slightly suspicious that Petunia is not with you as well. What became of her? As he says this, Matty grabs the end of her dress and she watches the both of your expressions pensively. Silence. Okay, so Creepy says we tell them of our battle with the two foes and how we tried to save Petunia. Okay, that's our majority vote. Once more, your eyes slide over to Farin to see how he's doing, and you notice that some tears have started to fall down his face. You take a deep inhale of breath and look back to Ludonarus and Matty, and you very solemnly tell him that while trying to help clear out the mess that the golem made and to get back to Farin's parents' farm, you ran into Petunia, who was already severely wounded. And while you tried your best to heal her, two figures cloaked in darkness appeared at the tops of the trees and made it their mission to make sure that Petunia no longer stood. The pair of Felinians both go silent. Matty particularly looks very distraught at the solemn recounting, and tears bud up in her eyes. Her breathing starts to hitch, and she covers her mouth while shaking her head, trying to believe that it's not true. With a trembling voice, she finally speaks up. Please excuse me, I've got little kits too. But she can't hold it in. Her lower lip quivers as she steps away and heads back into their tent, her tail curling around her leg. Ludi remains where he was, his scarred face smoothing into another unreadable expression, as if he himself could not believe it, didn't want to believe it. His hand holding his pipe trembles, and the pipe itself begins to creak. His anger starts to reach such a height that he snaps his steel pipe into a folded piece of scrap, the smoke snuffing out from within, and he drops the useless tin in favor of pulling his mask back into place, barely hiding the snarl that threatened to make his lip curl up in disgust. So that was her fate. That may very well be the fate of our other owlbears. I thank you for trying to save her life and then treating her with respect. She would be deeply honored that you're raising her son in her place. The lanky Felinian rises to his feet where he had been sitting and beckons to the both of you to rise with him. His fists are still supplely trembling, and he curls them up into little balls to try and quell some of his anger. It takes him a moment, but he looks at both of you, and he, in a very rare display of trust, he opens up to you by leading with, when our ancestors settled here, the dwarves were not immediately around to help us. We struggled for a long time with the owlbears in this area. It was a bitter and unreasonable feud between us and them. That is until my ancestor devoted his life to the path of the druid, and he made a connection with him. Ever since then, we have lived in near harmony. We have fought together. We have struggled together through winter and drought. We are not just owlbear and master. We are all a people here. Then he continues by saying, you have a quest to venture into the mountains, but the dwarves aren't as welcoming as we are. You'll need a back way in, and you'll need to move quietly. Please, trust head with us. Now that we have a better idea of our enemy and where they're hiding, we can properly protect him and the others. Do you want to ask about the tents now, or do you have a different game plan? You're welcome to ask him anything at this moment, if you have any more questions for him. Okay, Creepy says, who do you suspect is the enemy? Okay, that's one. Take a sippy sip of my tea. Hop, hop, hop. That's okay. Sorry. Ruining the mood. Yeah, Lavi was doing that the other day while rigging it. I saw. It took me everything to not reveal it yesterday. I really wanted to. But I wanted to wait for D&D because of the little hat. Isn't the little hat cute? It bounces. It bounces with me. Oh. Little potato wizard hat. Yes. I got the Oop Tuber up there. Getting ready to enter into the cave. A little adventure. If I go quiet chat, it's because I'm trying to allow other people to pitch in with questions or any kind of conversation with the NPCs. So that way you guys can get the full scope. Yeah. Oh, potato frog. Potato frog. I feel like my son will scold me if he hears me sing it incorrectly. I like how you phrase that, by the way, Creepy. Have you seen anyone suspicious besides us? Like, you're both goofy little guys. It's hilarious. I mean, who's more suspicious? Fa or Toadsworth? Fa's the most suspicious. You know what? Fair. Fair. I see you. I see you. Alright, we'll go ahead and keep on tracking. You take a moment to compose yourself after seeing the reactions, not really sure what you should do in this situation to offer any kind of comfort. So you decide to press on with the conversation and ask, do you have any suspects on who this enemy is against you and my people and against Faw's people? Ludonarus shakes his head and says there's no telling who could be the perpetrator. Even though we've been at peace for hundreds of years with all of the other races of Vestia, the Great War still made us all wary of each other. So it could be literally anyone from anywhere. The dwarves are highly suspicious of the Dawn Elves to the south and also of the Alhassa to the east. Fa has been kind of frowning and pats his face to get a grip of himself, and he speaks up and says, I don't know if we should just leave Teddy here with you. I know you've been training owlbears much longer than I've even been alive, but you have been letting people take them from you. Ludonarus waves his concerns off and goes on to add, I'm aware it will be hard to be without his presence, but this will also give us time to craft armor and a saddle for him. You will not remain small forever. With owlbears, with an owlbear that trusts you, you will have the honor of being able to ride upon his back across great distances and rough waters. Come, there's much to do. If those who captured Petunia are aware of you and have operations within these mountains, there is a chance they have the foresight to evacuate. Time is really of the essence for you, my friends. Do you want to continue to go along with Ludonarus, or do you wish to go investigate? You can type A to go along and B in chat to go off and investigate. Or ask to investigate. He may try to stop you if you try to go off. Okay, check says to ask to investigate. Okay, ask to investigate. Can we investigate the campsite together? Any clues that may still linger? Ludonarus crosses his arms when you speak up and ask to investigate the campsite and the known dwellings of the Felinians that are missing. And he shakes his head and he says, you're free to look around, but you're not allowed. Making clear that we're offering to help. Okay, let me backtrack. You asked to investigate the campsite and try to gather some clues that may still be lingering around because you really want to assist him in catching the culprits and finding his missing people. BRB? Okay, enjoy your BRB. Ludonarus still shakes his head at you and he said, good intentions or not, you're welcome to roam around the campsite. However, I don't see how you'll find anything that we haven't already tried to find ourselves. We're very thorough and very conservative when it comes to our belongings, even from each other. Like I said, we get bored very easily, and sometimes we like to play a little game of hide and seek with our own possessions. But with our own people, certainly not. So do you guys still want to wander around? He's going to let you, but you may not find anything. Okay, so Chuck says, let's look around. Creepy says, might not, but won't know unless we try. And Rebel also agrees to wander. With our luck, we'll probably just trip over ourselves. Oh, no! Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna try to do this. Okay, I'm just gonna key. One moment, please, while I try to get this thing to cooperate with me. Sorry for all the delays. Let's see, did it work? Okay, no, it did not. Okay. I didn't want to have to tab over. I'm going to have to tab over. Alright, so let me... Cigarette. Overlay. Intro, outro. Okay, hide. Okay. So here is the encampment of the Felinians. I zoomed in on my CSP so you all can see it. Okay, check SAS. How many people are missing exactly? Before you suggest to Blue Dawners that you go off into the village, you take a moment to pause and you ask him if he doesn't mind divulging how many people have gone missing at this point. And you're asking very tactfully because you know that he's already upset over everything going on. And that you mean no disrespect by asking. Ludonorus pauses and he rubs his the tips of his fingers into his palm, and he says 4, not including the owlbears. 4 of my people have gone missing. And then he goes on to add, because he knows you're going to ask now, he says, besides Petunia, only 3 owlbears total have gone missing. Tap back over. Okay. Paste. There we go. So this one has to go underneath the overlay. Alright, moving in my tool. Okay, we should be good now. Okay, how many people are missing exactly? Do they have anything in common, like besides age? Wait, before that, does he seem to want to answer any more questions? Roll for it. Roll for it. See if you can tell if he's okay with answering all these questions. You rolled a 7. Rebel got a 2. Well, you're not sure if he actually wants to answer these questions, but maybe he's delighted. You think he's delighted to be answering all these questions that you have for him. His tail is flicking side to side. That usually means that cats are happy, right? Right? You glance over to Farin to see if he has any input, and Farin just kind of gives you 2 thumbs up, like, yeah, you're doing great, honey. He seems really happy to be answering these questions. You don't know what's going on behind his mask. Shaw says, why are you guys rolling with her luck? Well, since you can't be here, we have to have a little bit of you in here somewhere. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back on track. Since you think that he's perfectly happy to answer all of these questions and probably not at all distraught to still be hearing them. Bears, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Good to have you. We're playing D&D. We're asking the leader of the Felinians questions. And, we think that he's happy to be answering these questions for us. He's not at all annoyed or anything. And it's okay, lovely. Thank you. Hello, friend. But it's okay, Chases. Don't worry about it. I understand that you're busy. It's fine. You just take care of you. There will always be the recording later. But yes, everyone, if you're not following Bears yet, go check him out. He's an awesome guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. He's going to be doing some stuff really soon, and I'm super excited. We'll probably raid into him if he is streaming by the time that we're done. Potato power. Thank you. Shaw says is leaving and taking the bad luck with her. Okay, we'll see. You look back up to Ludonorus and say to him, did your people have anything in common with each other before they went missing? Like, were they the same age, the same height, the same gender. Ludonorus flicks his tail towards you, and he actually does stop and thinks about it. He's like suddenly very quiet about it. He's turned his head off to the side and he's thinking. And finally he shakes his head and he says no. Their ages were all of the adult age, but even that varies. One of our elders disappeared, as well as several of our young warriors and the ones that were more inclined to use magic in helping to fortify our defenses. Oh, add party. Hold on, add party. I'm just going to type that out. Excuse me while I'm quiet. Okay, there, I typed it out. I summarized as best as I thought I could. Shasas is going to try and take the bad luck dice with her. Bears came in and we gave him a shout out. And thank you so much, everyone, for sitting through this ads. It means a whole lot to me to have your support. I'm sorry if you've gotten some spooky ads. It seems like a spooky ad has come in. Waiting for those ads to be over before we continue because I don't want anyone to miss anything. But how are you, chat? Make sure you stretch and hydrate and get something to drink. It's on sports now. It's on hockey. We love hockey. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do my stretches while we wait. I'm stretching my back out. Stretching to the left. Stretching to the right. Thank you for the butter. Rolling my wrists. Do the hokey pokey and we turn ourselves around. That's what it's all about. Hokey pokey. Hydration. Thank you for the hydration. Mine, 'tis better than mine. Thank you. Thank you, Rebel, for being a little moderator. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Okay, so just to quickly recap, in case the ads cut me off, which I did type it in the chat, Ludonorus thought about it and was very quiet for a long moment as he thought about a possible connection, but ultimately shakes his head. Their ages all varied, including one of their elders and some of their warriors and those who leaned more on magical defense. He goes on to say that the only ones who had something in common were all the owlbears that went missing were all young females. Young adult females, like Petunia. Creepy says. What mysteries does the DM have in store? Yes, Detective Toadsworth cannot tell happy cat from displeased cat. He's doing his best, okay? He did his best. He's just a little guy. He's just a little frog. Okay, Rebel says, so they're taking potential mama owlbears to lower the species numbers. That's a good theory. Is that something you want to say to Ludonorus or ask Ludonorus? Or is that just a general chat speculation? Oh, you were just making an observation. Okay. So Rebel is theorizing that the people who poached Petunia and the other owlbears are potentially taking mother bears to lower this species number. Feel free to converse, you guys. This is good stuff. I'm eating good over here as the DM. Let's see. Creepy says, considering it's only females possibly being taken for pet trade, like puppy mills? Maybe. Female dogs are more valuable since they can breed and produce more, or industrialized for fur trade. Very interesting theory. Delicious. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom. Okay, yeah, that's something that Creepy brought up, is that the industrialized fur trade means that you breed an animal to have its fur later. To have more of its fur later. Now, as something that you would already know as either Toadsworth or Farin, is that trade only exists through the dragonkin, the Agamids and the Acrodons. They are the only ones that are currently allowing and conducting trade with the various races. Okay, so Check says, so I can understand why the owlbears were taken. Maybe poachers, but why also the mages? Well, as you know, your father, Malorus, was once taken himself. That's how he came to be in the land of Berks, where he met Farin's mother, and they got married and had a baby together. But he is an Alhassa. He is not from that region of the world. He should have been with his own people. All the peoples are segregated from each other, except for, in this case, the Felinians and the dwarves. They are living in close proximity to each other. So, to answer those two questions from a not really metagaming perspective, but something as you know as the character themselves, that trade is only conducted actively with the assistance of the Agamids and the Acrodons, and also that your different people around the world are indeed separated. there's an underground. We just don't know. Hop, 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 hoppity, hop, hop, hop. Checks be stumped. That's okay. Do you want to ask Ludonarus any extra questions and hope that he may shed some light on this? Do you still want to try and go investigate, or do you want to go ahead and follow him and maybe casually investigate while he is still with you? Eventually, you will be moving onwards from here, just so you know. There's other areas that we'll be going to. You want to go ahead and keep investigating? Okay. That's one for investigation. If it helps you guys decide, you do have two characters. So feasibly, you could send one of them to investigate, and then the other one of you can continue to go with Ludonarus and do some casual investigation and interacting with other characters. You would just need to state who you would like to roll for and separate off as. Split the party! Wop, 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 wop. Split the party! Don't. You guys can't hear it, but little Mr. Tater Tot went, "Don't do it! She is going to prank you." Hey! Hey, 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 that's not nice. But Scooby-Doo, bad things help when we split up. What could go wrong? You're in safe territory. You're with the Felonians. Split, split, split. Okay, so we have 2 majority votes for splitting the party. Yeah, split up. Okay, splitting the party is always a good idea. Excellent. So who wants to control Farin and who wants to control Toadsworth? Whoever does not want to control a character directly, you can just join the person's controlling. It just helps me keep track of who's doing what by saying. So if Rebel and Chex want to keep controlling Toadsworth, I'll mark that down that you're both rolling for him. And if Creepy wants to control Farin, I'll note that down that Creepy is the only one controlling Farin. You can be Toadsworth, Creepy. Okay. Chex? And what would you like to be Toadsworth doing? Is he the one investigating, or is he going with Ludonarus? Of course, I can also help roll for any unbalances and make it an even for. Okay, so Chex is going to be Rebel, and Lavi, and anyone else? Okay, so Creepy wants to take the campsite, so I'm assuming that Creepy is going to go off and do the investigating. Now, you can still investigate while you're traveling with Ludonorus. You'll just be subtle about it. Or you can try to be subtle about it. Lurking! Rebel, you get back here. Bubby.
Can I play Lego Star Wars?
Yes, you can play Lego Star Wars. Alright, so I will make the difference between this guy. You're going to go with Fawn? Okay, so Jax and Rebel, you are Team Faw. Creepy, you and I will be Team Toad. Okay, Jax, do you have anything to say as Faw before we head off, Rebel? Do you want to say anything to Toadsworth? Toadsworth, do you want to say anything to Faw? Just in case something happens where you never see each other again. This should be good. Look for anything suspicious and give me the health potions. You have health potions. You each have 2 health potions. No, wait. You each have... let me roll backwards. You each have 3 health potions. I forgot the inventory there. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit of an oopsie-doopsie sometimes, chat. I mean, you can demand more health potions if you want. Hey, meet at wherever Chief Cat is taking us. Okay. Okay, so the chief, we'll get back to him in a second. Toadsworth, you approach Farin and you grab him by his arm and say, go on with Ludonorus. I will meet up with you later. I'm going to try and see if I can find any extra clues. Keep your eyes peeled for anything suspicious. Something doesn't seem right here. Farin, you nod in silent agreement with what Toadsworth says, and you lower your voice and say, come find us wherever Ludonorus is taking us. Because you don't even know where he's taking you. Ludonorus gives a little bit of an exasperated sigh and shakes his head before waving a paw at Toadsworth to go on and be on his way. He doesn't apparently have any faith in finding what they could have possibly missed. And we're going to start with Farin. Farin follows behind the Flinian, past the sheep milling around the encampment, and over to a set of stalls. Ludonor stops in front of the one in the middle of the three stalls and crosses his arms over his chest. Millie is the best when it comes to exotic but very useful items that might aid you on your quest. I'll stay here to purchase the one item from her, but from there you'll have to haggle on your own. I need to get started on Teddy's armor. Owlbears are particularly rough on their gear, especially cubs with their incessant need to chew. I'll make sure it's extra sturdy for him. You look at the small vendor, hardly larger than an average house cat. Millie, as she was called, smiles up at you. A pure white Valenian with sparkling blue eyes. Her long dress was an equal powdered blue befitting of her, and upon her head she wore a matching bonnet. Welcome, honored guest. She speaks to you both she speaks to you and Louie in a sweet voice before bending down to pull down 4 parcels. As she bends down, this gives you an opportunity to look around at the stalls. Nope, he did not say. He's going to let you figure this out on your own. He wasn't too hot on the idea of either one of you wandering around the encampment with the Philinians. But now's a good chance for you to try and discern if anything had happened in the shopping district. So on the map on the screen, there are 3 paw prints. The 3 paw prints indicate vendors. He has taken you to the... hold on, let me get back on here. I hope this is going to work without my tablet, because sometimes it does not. Okay, it's going to make me get my tablet out. That's all. I just dropped my mug. I'll be right back, chat. Sorry. I'm back. Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't get hurt. I have a very small desk area, and sometimes I'm not spatially aware. And I dropped my mug. I'm more upset that I broke one of my favorite mugs, but it's fine. So, anyways, I had to put my tablet glove on because my CSP does not operate unless I use with my tablet. Okay, so Ludonorous tent. This is Ludonorous and Matty's main tent here. And he's taking you over here to where the vendors are. It's not a very big distance. It's like maybe a 2-minute walk. And then these 3 tents here are all residential tents. And then there's another residence over here. And this residence takes care of their sheep. And there is a large vendor here. There's only one, but he's the biggest one in the area. But he deals directly with the dwarves over here. I forgot to say goodbye to SiriBot for earlier, for deleting the spam. Goodbot. Yes, so you were taken to the first vendor. Her name is Millie, and she is a small Flinian female. She's pure white with sparkling blue eyes, and her dress is long with an equal powdered blue befitting of her, and upon her head she wears a matching bonnet. She has greeted you by saying, "Welcome, honored guest," and has bent down to pick up parcels. Say hi and introduce ourselves? Okay. Alright, so how do you want to say hi? You are playing Fa currently. Fa is mischievous and very playful. Is there a particular way you want to say hi? Rebel, this also includes you. Yes, I'm giving you permission to be a feral little goblin. Go crazy. Rebel says, "Hi, Millie, I am the Great Fall." Oh, no. okay. I'm pretty great. Oh, no. Hold up a hand for a high five. Oh, wow. Okay. So you hold up your hand to Millie while you lean against the counter of her stall at her level. Yeah, that goes without saying because she's very small. So you hold up your hand while leaning against her counter space right as she's standing up, and she kind of takes a small step back because she almost smacked her head into your palm when she got up. But still, without missing a beat, you say, "Hi, Millie. I am the great Faw," and you kind of wiggle your brow ridge at her, and your tail is flicking back and forth behind you, and you are all puffed up with pride in who you are, and you know you're all that in a bag of chips. Millie kind of flicks her ears at you, and she looks at your hand, and then she looks around you to look at Ludonarus, and Ludonarus just gives her a shrug, like he doesn't want to be part of this interaction. And she takes your smallest finger and gives your hand a shake and says, "Oh, the pleasure's all mine, Sir Faw." And then she gives a kind of awkward clearing of her throat before setting her wares on the counter. Let's see. As she sets down her 4 parcels, she lovingly begins to unpack them and puts them on the smooth surface around your elbows, using her paws to draw your attention away from her and to the items. With our kind and wise leader willing to bestow a gift upon you, may I suggest starting with the most expensive of my wares, she lilts, not taking her eyes off of you. The Ludonarus gives a disgusted sounding cough. "I know what your wares are, Millie," he mutters to himself, "and I know what they're worth." Millie happily ignores him and goes, "For you, my peculiar customer, I have these items." The first item is a green, orange, purple, and white bag to look like a plush version of a mimic with orange buttons for eyes and a crossbody strap. Steel has been used to fortify the bottom flap, and though the teeth along the sides look like they should come undone, there does not seem to be a string you can use to open it with. "Just Faw is fine. I let the pretty kitty talk. You don't." While she's talking, you hold up your hand again and touch it to her temple and say, "Just Faw is fine." She looks at you more peculiar. And she might look a little bit uncomfortable now. But still, she continues to talk about her items. Poor Millie is so confused. She is so confused. Like, what a weirdo. So the first item is Bag of Holding. It is a wondrous item and uncommon. And she says, This bag of holding was made by my own 2 loving paws, good sir. I labored several years to perfect and stabilize this magic. Not only does it only attune once to be yours forever, it helpfully brings any item you place in there. It does have defenses as an added bonus to protect against thieves. High quality, all for just the low price of 500 dublos. From a metagaming perspective, the Bag of Holding is a bag lovingly made by 2 mistrustful paws. This bag is bigger on the inside, roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds and not exceed a volume of 64 cubic feet, while always and only weighing 15 pounds itself. Retrieving an item from the bag requires an action, though the bag can bring the item forth by its master's thought, which is a wisdom roll. It can be combined with another item to hold creatures as well. You must be attuned by holding your hand in its mouth for 60 minutes. Anyone not attuned to the bag will be met with a mimic's teeth clamping on the offender's wrist until its owner touches it. Bag of holding holds everything but your hand. Maybe someone else's? Is that a mimic bag of holding? Out of character? Out of character. This is a bag of holding that is mimicking a mimic. Just in time for the shopping segment. Welcome in, my love. Hi again. For a little while, you are here for a little while. You can choose to either be foreign or Toadsworth. You can be paired with Chex and Rebel, or you can be paired with Creepy and me. Right now, we're focusing on Farin. Farin is going shopping. Which is funny, because Farin's not the one holding the money. Ludonorus is going to buy one item for you. Oh, Shastus is going to be the bag of holding and chomp on all of us. Excellent choice, Meta. Excellent choice. Alright. Going forward. The next item you look at is a dark blue cloak with silver patches aligned to look like an upended diamond. In the light, the patches shimmer the colors of the rainbow. However, when they shimmer, you think you can make out a faint outline of another item, but it disappears as quick as the blink of an eye. Maybe it's just your reflection. Behold, my second fabulous creation. Either you or your companion will look fetching in it, kind sir. Each patch contains one item you may recover or you may remove from the robe and fling into the air, summoning an item that may aid you in your adventure. What are these items? Ho ho! Even I do not remember what and where they all are. Mystery and luck are the spice of life, wouldn't you agree? Yours for the low price of 300 dubnos. Metagaming, the robe of useful items. It is a wondrous item, and it is uncommon. A robe of shimmering rainbow patches, locked behind their colors, hides an item of varying use that you can remove from the robe and toss into the air. What are they? Well, you won't know until you give them a try. Once the last patch is removed, it becomes an ordinary fashion item. Very fabulous. When you desire to use an item from the robe, roll a flat D100 to randomly select a patch. Say hello to my little potato. Your eye travels to the third item, and your head tilts in curiosity. What is that? A spoon? A fork? I will not lie to you, good sir. This was an item passed down in my family, and we simply never used it. I'd gladly give it to you for, let's say, 150 dubnos. Metagaming, this is the Devourer's Spork. It is a magic item. A level 5 spork created by a wizard whose name is now lost to time, but their passion for the culinary arts lives on through this item. The spork and butter knife combo can pierce and cut any non-magical food item. When used as a weapon, it counts as a +3 bonus to strength and attack rolls. To attune to this item, you must eat with it for a minimum of half an hour / you must pass 3 consecutive strength, con, or dexterity rolls to attune. You can attempt once per in-game meal. Can you stomach it? They say its creator was so obsessed with trying all of the world's foods, no matter how strange, that it's believed that secret means were employed in this item's creation. Eggs, welcome in! Say hello to my little potato. Welcome in, my love. I am here finally now to lurk and listen while playing House Flipper 2. That's fine. Enjoy your lurk. If you would like to lurk, make sure you type !lurk, so that way it counts your view. The spork, yes, nobody. Absolutely nobody asked for the spork, but here it is. Nobody. Me, the spork is a Sith lightsaber. Thank you. You can't fool you? Okay. Darn, I've been found out. The last item your gaze falls on is an oddly shaped dice with runes carved into it. Here Millie shrugs as she gestures vaguely to the dice. It's supposedly packed with elements to do minor magic outside your own. Never could figure it out, though. One of the dwarven children gave it to me since his mother made him get rid of it. It's a useless piece of junk in my opinion, but you could use it to entertain Teddy with. I'll pass it off to you for 50 dominoes. Metagaming, this is the Dice of Vengeful Elements. It's a wondrous item, and it's uncommon. Crafted from the bone of a fallen giant, this dice unleashes the fury of one elemental force when struck by the heat of fire and the weight of earth to aid in your escape against foes. Once an elemental rune has been used, it disappears from the surface of the dice. Gone but not forever, you can replenish the runes by allowing a spell of the desired element to strike its surface. However, there is a 15% chance the spell used could crack the face of the dice and damage it. A blacksmith of the same element that caused the damage can repair it by successfully passing a set of skill checks. You'll need more metal than bone. Wait, it's a +3 weapon? Which one? The Devourer's Fork? Or the Dice of Vengeful Elements? Yes, the Spork? Yes, the Spork is a +3 bonus to strength/attack rolls when you have it equipped. You do have to have it equipped, and you must have it attuned. Your Twitch is bugging. Be right back. Take your time. Sorry, the Twitch is bugging. Ludonorus watches your back with care to see which item you will pick from the wares Millie has to offer. Shasta says, I don't know about y'all, but I'd get all the items. Can we buy out the merchant? Chex also wants all of them? Alright, you turn your head and look to Ludonorus pleadingly. Your eyes become big and watery like a child who so desperately wants a pet ferret, but Ludonorus returns your look passively, and he said, I promise to buy you one item only. And then he goes on to repeat himself. Let me see what he said. Let me go back up. Let's see. Says, I will purchase one item from her, but from there you'll have to haggle on your own. Make it quick now. I have to get started on Teddy's armor. The more we delay, the longer our unseen foes have to try and make their escape. So you want all of them, and do you have the moolah? Go ahead and make a roll for me. Just make a roll. Just 120. You got an 8. I think Rebel is still AFK. Shas's got a 1. You rolled a 2. No, come back. Don't leave. We love you. Stay here. I will be a generous DM. Creepy rolled a 12. Creepy, your roll doesn't count. Okay, Rebel got a 15. Nice. Okay. So, full of confidence, you puff yourself up and put your hands on your hips, and you're like, we'll take them all. We're good for it. And then you start to pat yourself down. You know you have 240 gold, and you feel confident in your ability to sweet talk Millie into lowering her prices. But as you pat yourself down, you remember that Toadsworth has all of your money. He confiscated it about a week and a half ago after he found you tossing your coins into the river to try and make them skip across. Toadsworth is not with us. He has gone off on his own and we'll be going back to him shortly. You can try to pickpocket the frog, but you have to go find him. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Put it on the tab and the toad will be back soon. While you're having your realization before we deliver that golden line, Ludonorous comes over and pats your back and says, "Which one am I buying?" Who can we pickpocket? Well, I guess you could try to pickpocket Ludonorous. He's standing right next to you now. Oh my gosh. You can try to pickpocket Ludonorous. You can try to sweet talk Millie. You can wander off after Ludonorous buys an item for you and see if there's anyone you can pickpocket. So Rebel says the expensive one. The most expensive one is the bag of holding. And let's see. How much was that again? I believe it was 500. Yes. So the bag of holding is 500 dubnos. Yes, baby.
Can I play with
Yes, baby. Okay, so Chex says the practical person would choose the bag of holding, but Chex is voting for the spork. Interesting. Which one would you get, Creepy? Shaw says, I will consider your votes too. It seems in character for Fa to get the spork. Shaw says 2 likes the Sith lightsaber, but the rational decision would be the bag. Alright, Creepy, we'll let you do the tiebreaker. Rationally, I agree, but Creepy, should we get the expensive bag of holding or the spork? Since when are we rational? Get the spork. Rebel. Potato it. Paul would get the spork. Oh, I love you guys. Yes, you know his character so well. The spork, spork, spork. For the briefest of moments, Fa eyes the bag of holding. It kind of reminds him a little bit of Toadsworth. But ultimately, he reaches out and picks up the spork, and he looks to Ludonorous and says, please get this for us, Father. Ludonorous kind of tilts his head at you, and he cups his chin and says, interesting, before reaching into his bag and procuring some coins. I'm going to go ahead and ask that you guys roll for me. Okay, Ludonorous did say he would only buy you one item. So the spork is 50 dubnos, and the dice is... No, hold on. The dice is 50 dubnos. Oh. Spoon of spork. Hold on. My thing is bugging. It doesn't want to scroll. Okay, so 50 dubnos for the spork and 50 dubnos for the dice. That was correct. Excuse me. So that's 100 dubnos total. Does Toadsworth have money? Yeah, he's got all the money. He has all 480 of your monies. he took all of it. He's making sure you don't do something foolish with the money. Okay, so let us go back. Yep, Millie did say that they were both pretty useless. Maybe give us a discount. Oh, you want to try to haggle with her. So Rebel did remember to roll. You don't notice anything unusual about Ludonorus starting to pull coins out of his little pouch. Creepy brings up that if the kitty is buying, he can get us the bag, and then we'll have Toadsworth buy the sporks and the dice. Well, maybe we could talk to him about getting the bag. So what are we doing? Do you want Ludonorus to go ahead and... I feel like he'd agree to the bag, but not the spork. So let's get the spork for now. Somewhere Toadsworth is sneezing. The toad doesn't have to know about the spork. You'll never know. So that's is that what we want Ludonorus to buy? You want him to buy the spork? Do you want to try to appeal to his better nature to also buy the dice? Toad will just see us eating with fancy items. Because remember, the spork comes with a butter knife. It is in the hilt of the spork. You just unscrew it and pop it off, and there you have a spork and a butter knife. Huh? The hilt, that means the handle. I feel like we should have traded who went where. This is great. So, okay, I'm going to list the options of what we can do. Okay, so option 1. That way they're all laid out. Haggle with Ludonorus. Okay, hold on. We have 3 for He'll Never Know, and we get all the items. Okay. Rebel says we haggle to buy the dice and spork, and later we'll drag the toad to buy the actually useful items. Okay. So, Shaws's is with Rebel. Chex is also with Rebel. And Rebel adds He'll Never Know, and we get all the items. What do you think, Creepy? That's technically 3 out of 4, but I'll still weigh what you have to say. Like if you want to provide any rhymes. Alright. You still need to make a pitch to Ludonorus to buy both items because he did specify that he was only going to buy one, regardless of the price. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to say to convince him. Poor Toadsworth. I also like that you guys forgot to check to see if there's any suspicious activity. Okay, so you say spin it as taking something that's not particularly useful off the merchant's hands so we can entertain Teddy with them. Okay. Alright, someone's gonna have to take over Toadsworth. Love you, Creepy. Thank you for coming in, boo. And the spork is necessary because Fa is a fancy boy and he needs the fancy cutlery. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no.